economist Ray Perryman doesn't expect oil prices to rise substantially until 2017. What's that going to do to the Texas budget, and what kind of adjustments will we have to make?
I guess when Dr. Perryman was here, I guess a month or so back, and he was economic forecast, he was comparing this oil bust to the one we had back in the 80s. I don't think anyone's here is old enough to remember that, but back in the 80s, there was kind of you've read about it. There was an oil bust then. And he said the difference is that one put us in a recession. The good news, this one, so far, has slowed our growth, but we're still growing, so we're thankful for that. But what does it mean for the state budget? As a practical matter, when we wrote the budget this last year, prices had just started to come down. They'd been at $100 a barrel when we came into session. They began to come down. And so we based the budget on $50 oil, thinking, oh, it'll never get to 50. But now we're thankful when it's at 30. So the good news is there's plenty of money for the budget for this cycle. We're fine. The rainy day fund is there for situations like this. But yes, when the legislature comes back in session in January of 17, there's going to be some tough choices. My very first session, 2003, when y'all sent me down there before, we faced a $10 billion shortfall. And the Democrats said, you're going to have to raise taxes. You might even need a state income tax. But you'll recall, we balanced that budget by cutting spending, not by raising taxes. We've got to be smart about it. The good news is we have a diverse economy. If we keep regulations and taxes out of the way, we can continue to grow the economy and won't be devastated by it. But it's a big problem. A guy in Longview told me the other day, around here you may think you're in the florist business or the restaurant business, but we're all in the oil business. So yeah, we are going to be affected by it. The good news is our economy is diversified. We'll have to make tough choices. We'll have to cut spending and not raise taxes if it gets bad.
We're looking at a crisis perhaps similar to that date that you just referred to, but even worse. Because we're not only facing the oil, drop in oil price, but we're probably facing a mandate from the court system with respect to public ed. And so when we come back into session in 2017, it could be a perfect storm. And we have the guts and the courage to live within the means of the state. We do that around our kitchen tables. We cease doing things. And we need to cease doing things that are not constitutionally mandated. We need to get back to simply administering justice and enforcing the rules, providing for our children's education and the roads. I believe a level playing field will continue to attract people to Texas. But we need to stop the corporate welfare where we pick winners and losers. Apple Computer is getting $35 million of our tax monies. They have no debt or cash on hand in the federal government. We passed a retroactive law to give the city of Fort Worth corporate welfare this last session. I stood up and opposed it. It was declared had to be retroactive. The comptroller said that. It's the only way you can do it. In fact, that's what happened. We need legislators who stand up and stop the spending. I've sought to do that each Senate session, highlighting the misplaced priorities. We need to fund our community colleges. We need to fund our schools. We need to stop funding Apple Computer.